Howdy, my name is Estrama, and welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, welcome. Already you might be thinking, Astro, what the heck? You're using sprites? And to that I say, yeah. I've been wanting to do sprites for my videos for a long time, and I figured, hey, since I'm still in my experimental phase of being on this channel, I figured, why the heck not? I had these sprites already designed a while ago, and for this video you'll get to see two of those sprites, which is the happy sprite, which is displayed now, and my neutral sprite. I wasn't sure how to edit these sprites, so that's something I'm gonna have to work on in the future, but for now, this will have to do, especially for this video. But anyways, that's not the topic of the video, and this is very much unscripted again. Whoops. But anyways, so yesterday, at the time of recording this, I visited a museum, and I got inspired by two exhibits, which is the Earth Hall, and the hall that has all the skeletons of dinosaurs and all that. And I figured, hey, why not make a form change for my favorite character, Terra? And so this design was born. I took major inspiration from the supercontinent Pangaea and the Permian extinction event, which I will talk more about during the design process. Yeah, that's pretty much the main inspirations for all this. Apologies in advance if the editing seems different. I used a different video editing software on my computer for most of this video, and iMovie for the rest, so it's gonna be a little jarring. Oh yeah, and I actually screen recorded this time, so hopefully that works. And apologies in advance if you see any cuts in the time of each screen recording. My wrist hurt, and I really needed to take a break before I really hurt myself. Yeah, I'm kind of a hypocrite when it comes to not doing warm-ups and stretches and all that, whoops. But that's beside the point. Yeah, in this video I will explain my process and show you the final result. Oh yeah, by the way, I forgot to record the coloring, so oops. But with that being said, I hope y'all are ready for a design session, and let's get this party started. The first thing I did when going home after my little adventure yesterday, I decided to just do some loose concept sketches to also keep in mind that my wrist was definitely going to hurt for a little while afterwards. So what I did was I just did a basic sketch, a basic mannequin sketch rather, and then I color blocked everything underneath it. I used the time-lapse feature from Clip Studio Paint to do this part of the video. As you can see, the very first design looked ugly, but I kept going with the different themes in mind, while also putting in the research. The Permian extinction was caused by a multitude of factors, such as volcanic eruptions that caused some greenhouse gases to not only affect what was going on land, but also in the sea. And Pangaea, well, if you know basic prehistory, it was basically a supercontinent before it split off into countries that we know and love today. I decided that for this theme, because obviously I'm using Terra for this, I wanted to keep a few things in mind. I wanted to keep the death theme in mind because of the Permian extinction event, as well as like figuring out his final move for this form, which I will get into in a bit. I did get some feedback from fellow artists on like how to approach the final design. So basically what I did was combine elements that not only I liked, but what everyone else liked. And you can see here, I found a design that I ended up really loving. Originally I was gonna include a mask because someone gave me feedback to include it, but because I wanted Terra to have more of a feral expression, I figured if I was gonna exaggerate those expressions, the mask would only get in the way. And here we get to the screen recorded section, which was fun. I used another video editing software. Whoops, that was a freaking lie. I used Fixer to speed up the screen recordings, because with iMovie you can only do it to 2x speed, and this video would have been kind of long, even without my commentary. So For once, the peanut gallery is not taking up the most time. I just do a rough sketch for this screen recording, or first section rather. I was gonna try to do a big sketch first, but then I thought, you know, it'd be better, like, since I hadn't warmed up too much, I'd keep the rough sketch small and resize it. You know, just get the basic proportions and all that, and like figure out all the pose and stuff. I also kept the color palettes, I should have mentioned this earlier, but I kept the color palettes mostly earthy. Oh yeah, and by the way, use the rulers that your program gives you. They are such a lifesaver. Because it was really helpful when I was drawing the face here. And yeah, the symmetry tool is a major lifesaver. Like, it can be used not just for faces, but also for like weapons, or if you need to keep something symmetrical. So if you got the tools, use them. It's not cheating if you're using the tools that a program provides you. I also decided to freehand the hair because of the way that I draw Tara's hair, which, looking at the footage now, it's kind of weird, but you know what? Art is all about exaggerating things in your style, or something. I don't know. I just do whatever the hell I want. Next part of the drawing, I moved the concept sketch closer and got started with the full body reference. This one's pretty self-explanatory. I just basically add in the details that I didn't get to in the color blocking stage. And yeah, that's pretty much how this whole sketch goes. You'll notice that with Tara, I kept his design minimal, so that the more primal look for him would stand out more. You can see me struggling here and there. Whoops. I do like the design that I made for him, like the final concept, and I think it works really well. Later on, I did add some arm wraps for his, I don't know, bone gauntlets? I don't know what you would call those. And later on in the coloring stage, you'll notice that in the concept, Tara's arms are fairly bare compared to his face, so later on I added the stripes that are on his face to his arms, which I think, looking at the final result now that it's finished, I think really worked out in my favor. Oh, and you see here I'm adding some dragonflies to his little belt, because a lot of insects were killed in the Permian extinction. Yeah. I also decided to tatter up his, I don't know, skirt? I don't know what you would call that. But I figured it would make more sense to tatter it and shred it up than keep it one large swath of color, like what I have for the concept. And I think that really suits the primal look well. Although I will say that the bones I decided to add aren't prehistorically accurate given the creatures that lived during the Permian era and subsequently died during that extinction event. I don't add too much details to the face here. I say that, but I added the stripes. But I meant like add the whole blushies and eye stuff. That I saved for the line art, which will be coming up any second now. Yep, there it is. I used the G-Pen brush for the line art, which, you know, nothing wrong with using the default stuff that Clipsio Paint gives you, so if you don't want to use the assets from the asset store, that is completely fine. It is your experience. You do what you want. This part is pretty self-explanatory, so it's just line art. Like I mentioned earlier, I did forget to screen record the coloring stage, but okay, partially I forgot, but also partially because it wouldn't make sense to have like a really quick time lapse for something that takes like sometimes 5 minutes depending on the complexity of a piece. So whoopsies. Maybe next time I'll try to do like 2 recording sessions and maybe try to actually render out a piece, which I actually do have a couple of ideas for speed paints. One of them being a redraw of a piece I did in 2020, you know, when the panini happened. There's a reason why I'm saying the panini, because, you know, YouTube doesn't like the mention of the sick, spiky round boy, and I can't take credit for that name because Twisted Disaster came up with that nickname for the sickness. I like Twisted Disaster. She's a cool art YouTuber. I recommend. Anyways, once I got most of the line art done, I used the magic wand tool to make sure I don't accidentally go over the line art I previously done. Plus, I wanted to make sure I do continuous lines. Now, lining with the shredded bits sucks. I don't know why I decided to sketch in the shredded parts and not like line everything first and then draw over it on another layer. But you know what? Next time I'll work smarter, not harder. But yeah, this has been my entire process. I have nothing else to really say. Sorry again for this being very unscripted. Oh wait, yeah, actually there is more to say. The symmetry tool does help with line art, but unless you're doing something like asymmetrical hair or something, I definitely recommend like doing the things around the symmetrical parts first, then use the magic wand tool so that you're not accidentally going over any lines. And that's pretty much it. So yeah, here's the final product. Maybe next time I will do a video explaining like how this form change would work, but that's for another time. For now, I gotta go. Thank you guys so much for watching this video, and if you feel so inclined to, like, comment, and subscribe, and if you feel like it, share it with your friends. Alrighty, I will see you guys in the next one. See ya!